when I was dating. I spent 3 years wearing a promise ring on my left hand, and then eventually I smashed it. It was this physical tie to the relationship, and I couldn't move on. So I took it out in the garage and I beat it with a mallet and destroyed it and threw it away,
like men do.
And then I bought a new one for myself, and I haven't worn it because I got really self-conscious because my mom was like, well, maybe the reason none of the girls at church are talking to you is because they think you're in a relationship because you wear a ring. And I was like, I don't think that's accurate.
Little did we know that's not why they weren't talking.
That was not it. I can tell you that.
Hello and welcome to the Nerdiest podcast, where nerds talk about nerdy things. Now, today's a little odd. If you're watching on the video, you can see we're in person here. Nick is on my couch right now, and that's a little kooky crazy, and I'm going to get into that here in just a minute. But this episode is going to be pretty laid back. We don't have a ton of notes. We just kind of want to shoot the breeze. We've been talking a lot about Star Wars the last month and been pretty structured, so we want to just kind of catch up on, what's been going on, what we've been up to, and I'll get to that in just a second. But thank you so much for joining us here today. Very happy to be here. Mr. Nick, how are you today?
Well, I'm alive. So
and that's
always a plus.
Always a plus.
I got up this morning super early to drive here for reasons that you'll explain shortly.
In a minute.
Which was not on my schedule. What's so funny is I was not planning to do this at all this week.
No.
This was not on my schedule,
this was
on
impromptu.
my purview, whatever. This is the most impromptu trip I've ever done. Where you called me Wednesday and were like, "Can you be here Saturday?" And I'm like,
we're like, bet.
Sure.
Why not?
I'll get in the car Saturday morning, but I have to be back at church at 8:05 tomorrow morning to serve. So I have a 2.5 hour drive in the morning. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
And I'm
so excited.
I was jamming to Hamilton on the way here,
bro.
I forgot how good Hamilton
is,
dog.
Hamilton is coming near me in February.
Is it really?
I want to go so bad, and I was having this conversation at work, and we'll go back to that in a minute. I was having this conversation at work that, excuse me while I sneeze.
God bless America.
Lord have mercy. Sorry about that. We were talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda and how he's an incredible writer, but just as a performer and a person, he's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if I saw Hamilton on tour, it might be better because it would be all of his good writing, but with a better singer. So I feel like
he's not that bad, though.
He's not that bad. I'm actually a defender of Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He's a good singer. He's just in his Disney villain arc right now.
He's lived long enough to become the villain, and he made Scuttlebutt.
Oh wow, what a and he's doing music for the Lion King live action prequel, but not for Moana 2. The movie,
the one that he actually did.
The soundtrack that he did for Moana that was really good, and now he's doing a Lion King movie? What?
You know how, now, if you listen to the show, you know this. I'm not a huge Lion King fan. That's not my thing. But if you want to piss off some Lion King fans, give the music to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I guess so.
What happened to Elton? Where is Elton?
Where's Elton John?
Where is Elton?
He's gone.
So, yeah. So you had a good week.
Yeah, I did. I did a lot of YouTube stuff. I did a live
cool.
stream last night. So I'll provide brief context. So I was on Twitter Thursday morning, and someone posted a screenshot of this game on Steam called Wholesome Monster Girl Academia. And the whole thing is it's a Christian dating sim. And
which is
the
wildly
tweet
entertaining.
Was yes, go to private Catholic school, date girls, just as Jesus intended. So I quote retweeted that, and I was like, so as a Christian anime channel, I'm obligated to play this, right? And the response was overwhelmingly yes. So then I did a poll, because I already had a stream planned for last night.
Yeah.
And I did a poll of like, okay, should we do the original thing or this new thing? Because the demo was up on Steam.
Right.
And the response was overwhelmingly,
do that.
do that. So I put it on the thing, and I was like, okay, you guys better show up because you voted for this.
Right.
Because like sometimes people vote for stuff and then they don't show up when what they want
This
to
is
do
America.
wins.
This is America.
So I was like, you guys better pull up tomorrow. So somehow it ended up being my most like popular, successful stream thus far.
Well, they're super involved in the process.
Because the link to my stream got shared on the game's Discord. So a bunch of people from the Discord were coming to watch me play the game, which actually turned out really good.
That's cool.
And I'm assuming they all like checked out other content on the channel because
Right.
they showed up Thursday night instead
wild.
of Friday night. So like when I went to start it, there were 6 people waiting already, and I was like,
Which, if you're a small creator that has ever gone live, that's a big deal.
that's a big deal.
Like
Having any
6.
more than 0 waiting
Right.
when you start is crazy.
Because usually when you start, you're talking to yourself.
Exactly. So I streamed. A lot of people from the Discord were there. The game developer was there, which was kind of crazy.
That's
I was like,
wild.
wow, I feel so honored that you would humble yourself to come to my live stream and watch it. So I only got
Wow.
like halfway through the demo, so I'm doing a part 2 at some point.
That's lit.
But that was really fun. So I did that, and I've done a bunch of other YouTube stuff.
That's nice.
On Nick with No K. Also,
word.
shout out to the definitive Star Wars tier list
On YouTube.
on YouTube that randomly has like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Don't
Hold
worry.
on.
Don't worry. We've heard your cries of outrage about the tier list not being on screen.
Yeah, that was an L.
And
I'm
we'll
sorry.
fix that next time we do a tier list.
TBH.
That was such an oversight that I didn't even think about.
Well, here's what's funny is I'm trying to pull it up now. What's so funny is we have talked about that for a long time of like, oh, when you do tier lists, this and that. Like, yeah, it has 961 views.
Let's go.
We're close to 1,000. The Nerdiest podcast on YouTube is at 920 subscribers. And it's so funny
close.
because it shot up to that after we were essentially like, we're going to stop caring
quit.
about YouTube. We're like, let's just
We're
put episodes
done.
out there. That's why the tier list wasn't on screen. Because we were like, YouTube can just be where episodes go and we'll just, kick them off there and they'll be, it's whatever. Like no one watches on YouTube. And then the second we stop caring, it's almost like YouTube is listening and it's like a kid where it's just like, well, I don't even want to go to your birthday party. I don't care.
I don't care.
and then it's like you're like side-eyeing to see if it does something.
And it does.
And it does. So, moral of the story,
Put the tier list on screen.
put the tier list on screen. And also think about the content you put out, because even if you feel like no one's watching, someone is watching and you want it to be good for at least them. So that's what's up. So yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
I've also pretty much been doing a lot of YouTube stuff. I had some really good shorts out the last week, and so I'm doing a series on the Glass Studios, which will be linked in the description. I did movies I'd never watch again, and those did really well. I did 3 of them. I'm gonna do more, but I don't want to beat a dead horse, so I want to do other series on shorts and stuff like that. I'm working on a long form video now about Spotify. There's a lot of heat on Spotify right now, but
good.
I'm editing a long video about that right now, but I've been a little busy, so I haven't been editing that.
Why have you been a little busy?
So
Why don't
there's
you
a
share?
reason that Nick is here on on this day at my home on my couch is I will be proposing tonight to Nick. Me and Nick are getting married. No, I'm proposing tonight to my lovely girlfriend, and I'm so incredibly excited. And I was like, bro, Saturday's the day. Pull up if you can. But it was
And I did.
so funny because we were like, well, we're recording on Saturday. So and I was
We
like,
gotta do
I was
an
like, just get here and we'll do an episode and then we can figure everything else out. So yeah, I've been a little busy. That's why this episode's a little more laid back. We had a one of our most structured episodes ever planned, and there was no structure, no time to give it structure.
We didn't have the time to give it structure.
Yeah, no. So that's what's up. So hey, when you're listening to this on Monday, I'm engaged now. So,
But you won't have a
that's
ring
what's
yet.
up. But I won't have a ring.
So I don't know why you did that.
You know what sucks?
So
Okay,
the guys don't get a ring until the wedding?
Okay, I've learned so much through this entire experience, and I know that Amy will listen to this, so I'm just gonna like lay it all out, because this is something that I would like tell anyone. I would tell this to her face. I learned so much through this experience. Do you know the 3 C's of a diamond?
No.
It's
Wait.
Guess.
Cut is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Color
Yeah.
and carat. Because
Yes.
carat is spelled C-A-R-A-T.
So here's the thing. Some people say 3 C's, some people say 4. Do you know what the 4th one is?
Cost.
No. That's way more true than what the actual 4th one is. That's way more true than what the actual 4th one is.
What is the 4th
It's
one?
clarity.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then there's like an entire spectrum of diamonds of like you could either get like a VS or like a D or an F, and they have like a whole scale of like the clarity of a diamond. And then there's like flawless, almost flawless, this flawless. So if you get like a VSS or something along those lines, it's like essentially flawless, but if you put it under a microscope, there would be little like issues in it.
Who's putting their ring under
That's
a microscope?
what I'm saying. And it's like a multi-$1,000 difference to get flawless versus slightly flawless.
This is why guys should not be left in charge of buying rings. I know that's the whole point.
Right.
Is like you're supposed to go out and buy it. But in my mind, like women think so deeply about it, and good for them.
Right.
That's just what they do. They're like,
Right.
well, it has to be this cut.
That's
and this
how
kind,
God
and
made
blah blah
them.
blah blah blah.
Good for them.
And guys are like, it's a ring with a gem on it.
Right. And
Like,
so
that to me is perfectly fine and sufficient. And they're
Right.
like, but it's not this cut and this carat and.
well, even like dating the last 2 years, jewelry is a world I do not understand
Me
at
either.
all. Like I don't get it. And it's just I just don't get it. And so it's like there's all this stuff, and you have to choose if you want like a lab diamond or a grown diamond. Now, here's what's interesting. Fellas, listen up. Lab diamond is cheaper, is literally the same thing, but with ethical labor practices. So there's a lot of controversy over if you get a real diamond because you don't know where it came from. It could be a blood diamond.
It sure could, but it
And
looks
so
really nice.
it like, but if you get a lab diamond, it's literally the same rock that they're mining, but they use a machine to like apply the pressure to it.
Instead of a person?
Right. And so it's cheaper because it's like air quote lab diamond, but they literally look exactly the same because it's literally the same thing. But people are like, oh, it's like a lab diamond. And I'm like, bro, I can save like $6,000 by getting a lab diamond. I'm getting a freaking lab diamond, and then I know it's not blood.
True.
And so it's just bizarre, and you have to look at colors. Like I got a rose gold, and it's different than white gold, which like is different than yellow gold, which is like, and it's a whole thing. And here's the thing. Like I've talked to different people, and they're like, well, what kind of wedding band do you want? And I was literally like, I'm going to let her pick it because I don't care.
I could be content with like a $20 ring I got off Amazon.
Every guy, no, this is what's funny is every husband I've talked to is like, oh, I lost mine a while ago. This is from Amazon.
Yeah.
Like twice I have talked to people that are like, yeah, this one is from Amazon.
It feels so weird because I spent the last like 3 years, or when I was dating, I
Right.
spent 3 years wearing a promise ring on my left hand, which L move on me. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. You're like Nick Jonas.
So I did that, and then when we broke up, I switched to my right hand because I like wearing a ring.
Right.
Like I like the
aesthetic.
and the accent it adds to my outfit.
Right.
Because it was a nice like black and blue, so it went with
Right.
most
No,
of
it was
my
a good-
outfits.
Right. It wasn't like silver.
And then
you know?
eventually I smashed it because it was a ring she had bought me, and I
Right.
felt like
Like it was weird.
it was
to
this
wear it.
it was this physical tie to the relationship, and I couldn't move on. So I took it out in the garage and I beat it with a mallet and destroyed it and threw it away.
Like men do.
And then I bought a new one for myself, and I haven't I haven't worn it because I got really self-conscious because my mom was like, well, maybe the reason none of the girls at church are talking to you is because they think you're in a relationship because you wear a ring. And I was like, I don't think that's accurate.
Little did we know that's not why they weren't
that
talking.
Was not
there.
it. I can tell you that. But it sits on my desk.
That's funny. That's funny.
Now I use it as a prop in D&D because I have a ring of invisibility. So whenever I put it on, I'm like,
that's the freaking nerdiest thing I've ever heard. Lord have mercy.
It's it's like the guy from Lord of the Rings.
Oh my gosh. Frodo? You don't even know his name.
Yeah, that guy.
It's like the guy from Lord of the Rings.
The guy from Lotor.
Which, yeah, so that's what's up. I'm proposing tonight. It's going to be lit. As time of recording, if you're listening to this.
As time of recording.
You know, out now.
I think it's so funny. We're recording an episode mere hours before you get engaged.
Right.
Which would imply, because we recorded an episode like days before you asked her out.
Right.
Now we're doing it hours before you propose.
Isn't that wild?
So I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to be doing a podcast live during the wedding ceremony.
I think that's the next move.
If the trend keeps going, we're just going to be like, can you wait a second?
Wait 1 second.
We're in the middle of our nerdiest news segment. We're not to the main topic yet.
Excuse me 1 second.
So they announced Toy Story 7.
Toy Story 7. And just be like, oh, the Switch 2 just came out.
It's real.
It's real this time. Yo, okay, guys, I want a Switch Pro for my wedding. If that's going on the registry. Also, here's what's crazy. I'm just going to go on a tirade about weddings now because, like, I actually have the space to speak on it. And we'll get to something relevant here in a minute, I promise. You can put whatever the heck you want on a wedding registry.
I'm so excited.
You can put whatever you want on that thing.
Put something wacky on there and I'll buy it for you.
like if the WandaVision Steelbook is on my wedding registry, no one at me. Like no one at me.
Did you see the guy who put like the 800 UCS Lego Star Destroyer on there and someone bought it?
Yes.
And I was like, dude.
People, so here's what
his fiance didn't know.
Right.
That he put it on there.
Because you just make an Amazon list or like or like you get a not page. It's crazy. Dude, here's the thing. I'm a greedy little boy. I love gifts. It's like, when people's, like, one of someone's love languages is gifts, they don't want to talk about it because it makes them sound really awful.
It does.
It should be like, I just want gifts. I love gifts. I love receiving gifts. And so I'm just kind of like, yo, I can put whatever I want. But that's the thing. If you do that on your birthday, someone will be like, this and that. So, like, wedding gifts, no one cares.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Right. No one, like, price gets thrown out the window on gifts for weddings. I think that's wild. But also, like,
it's also a wedding.
Right.
You get a birthday every year. You only get married once
or twice.
Usually. Hopefully only once. That is the hope.
What's the
statistic? What, 50%?
Statistic 50%?
55%?
Yeah.
It's gone up, which
we're going all the way.
Tragic, but
I'm just once. I'm going all the way. I love you, baby. Anyway, so that's what I'm up to.
It's so wild to think that, because this is another, I know we talked about this on the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, wow, we started this when we were in high school.
Right.
But now it's like, we're turning into actual adults.
Right.
Because when we started in 2020, it was like, well, I was going off to college. You were still in high school. But even when I started it, I was still in high school.
Right.
So you were single. I was not. Now we flipped.
Right.
And you're getting engaged.
Right.
Which is like such a big deal.
Yeah.
This is also a first for me. I've never had a friend this close get engaged ever.
Right. TBH, me neither.
So
I feel a little bit of that with myself. I'm like, I've never been
personally, I've never been engaged. This is a first for me.
I've never been this close to someone getting engaged. And it's
me. It's you.
I've known me my whole life.
Listen.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of wild because I think about, I also am like a people pleaser, and so I like partially feel bad, but I'm like, sorry guys, like sorry you have to take time out of your Saturday night to come congratulate me or whatever.
Ain't no way.
But like,
I was willing to take a day off work.
No, right. But then I'm thinking like, screw this. If like one of my like homies got engaged, I would like drop everything.
I expect you to be there.
Oh, I will. Right. No, that's the thing.
I mean, we're probably like still like 10 years away from it, but at the rate I'm moving.
I mean, you took a big step by taking the ring off.
Yeah, that is a big step. So we're getting somewhere.
He's getting somewhere, you know?
Granted,
so,
that was a year ago.
So, you know, it's been slower since then, but, you know, we're going to get there.
Forward
we're gonna
thinking.
get there. Here's the thing. We've had a curse for a long time, and I'm going to explain this now. We've said that, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and so I think it's true because a lot of people relate, and there's memes about it, which means it's true, is not all the homies can be in a committed relationship at the same time. Because...
No. You got it. Not all the homies can have a girlfriend at the same time.
Right. Okay. They can't have a girlfriend at the same time because Nick was dating, I was single. And then I started dating. There was a 3-month overlap. They broke up. Now I'm still dating, and so I'm moving up to the engaged slot, which leaves a spot open in the universe for another date.
I'm gonna take it.
And he's gonna. So I was talking to.
I'm gonna take it.
I was talking to Gavin, who was on this podcast at one point. If you listen to my music, Jackson Glass on Spotify, you know Gavin. He was talking about like this girl, this and that, and I was just like, I'm sorry. Like I think Nick's gonna take the slot. Like
He's
you
gonna
can't have it. So yeah, so you know, the curse continues, but we're moving forward in the world, and I'm very excited. Update to follow. I'll keep you guys updated.
Update to follow next episode. We'll find out if she said no.
I texted all my roommates, and I was like, "Hey, this is a secret." And I was like, literally pinky promise that this does not go anywhere. Zip lips. I'm proposing this day. Parties at this time. And I was like, there'll be dessert, this and that. And my roommate, Jack, love him to death. He responded with, if she says no, is there still dessert? And I was like, and I said, well, be ashamed to waste good dessert. So
you got a point. I mean,
I said there will be a different kind of crying over desserts if that happens. But no, she's going to say yes, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, usually you don't.
Lit.
Like, if you propose, usually there's a non-zero chance that she'll say no.
I feel like now going through this whole process, if I proposed to someone and they said no, it would crush me.
It would crush me, dog, and I'm not even the one doing it.
But here's the thing, like if you're wondering if she's gonna say no, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, you should.
You know. So
you have to feel confident enough,
right.
Which honestly takes a lot of the pressure off of it.
Right.
Because I speak like I've gone through
right.
it. But if you know, because it kind of
because when you ask someone out,
is almost like asking someone out again.
Right.
Because when you ask someone out, you're like, hey, do you want to go on a date? Mm-hmm. Proposing is, hey, do you want to go on a date forever?
Do you want to go on a date in front of everyone we've ever met in our lives that costs like a lot of money?
But only once?
And
then we just get to vibe after that?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. Bet, you know.
All right.
Getting married in 2024, it's for real what it is. Like,
yep.
Yeah. But like when you ask someone on a date, you're like, what if they say no? Like you just don't know.
No.
I mean, sometimes you get like, you know, inside info and it's like, oh, she's going to say yes.
Insider
but like you still never know. But like if you're proposing, you better be on the same page.
You better know.
That's what's so frustrating about like movie proposals to me is it's just like, did you guys talk about this?
Did you guys
like,
talk?
Did you guys have this conversation? Or like the like impromptu romance movie proposals where I'm just like,
standing in the rain.
This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work for you guys.
Are you planning on standing in the rain tonight?
TBH, I use my Echo Dot as my alarm every morning. It's by my bed so they can listen. So Amazon knows what I say in my sleep. But you know, that's another conversation. But the alarm went off. So my alarm, I rigged it to where it'll go off, and then when I press the button to turn it off, it'll tell me the time, it'll tell me the weather, and then it says time to rise and grind.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
So like Alexa, it says it's time to rise and grind, and then I'm just like, yeah, it is. Let's go.
Let's go.
So today she was like, it's 8 a.m. in da-da-da-da-da. The high today is 85 with a low of 67 and expect thunderstorms. And I was like, I was
What?
like, you are kidding me. I was like, you are kidding me. And I looked outside and it was cloudy. And I was like, this is not happening. I don't have a plan B. And then I looked at like my phone and the radar and they're like, yeah, it's going to rain at like 7 and at like 11 p.m. And I'm just
You're like, all right, we got a closed window here.
So anyway, that's what's up.
That's
what we're doing here. So we're just kind of hanging out, talking about some news.
Let me pull up.
Yeah, pull up the news.
Pull
We
up the
literally,
news.
I kid you not, 0 notes. Like our notes document is still full from our last Star Wars ranking, which was not on screen. So I'm just gonna apologize for that again.
All right, I'm just gonna go from the bottom because that's the
so
oldest.
this is our here's some news.
An animated Minecraft series is in the work in Netflix.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's never gonna match up to the Minecraft animations we grew up with, and that's the expectation. But they're not gonna get there. But
Yeah.
the studio who's doing it is the same studio behind the newer Ninjago stuff,
Okay.
the newer TMNT stuff.
Okay.
Not Mutant Mayhem, the other animated show.
Yeah. The one on
And-
Nickelodeon or
Yes.
Okay.
And Lego Monkey Kid, if you've seen any of that.
I've seen clips. Just like on Instagram.
That's the studio
okay.
are doing
So
that.
it sounds like it's gonna try to hit a younger audience.
Yeah, which is interesting because they're doing the animated show and then they're also doing the live action movie. Which did you see? They did that video with Jack Black
And Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa with
Yeah.
the
For the 15th anniversary.
like they had the pickaxe and the sword and everything,
Yeah.
and it looks really weird. And I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what direction they're going with that.
Yeah. Here's my opinion on all of this. The show Netflix churns out animated kids shows like it's
nobody's
their job.
business.
Like cuz I mean it is their job. But and so the Minecraft show, maybe it'll be a sleeper hit. Maybe I don't expect it to be. I expect it to be a really safe, just like, I don't know if there's even going to be like a good story. It's going to whatever. That's whatever. I think the Minecraft movie, the movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa, interesting decisions by the way. It will go one of two ways. It will either be a disgrace like to Minecraft fans and just be like, why on earth did you think we wanted this? Like, this is not the move. Or they're going to pull a Barbie and it's going to be like way too good for what it is.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like really surreal and like meta, and they're just going to like, it's going to hit all of the key like best Minecraft points. And TBH, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a lot of Minecraft YouTuber cameos.
Oh, 100%.
It's going to be everywhere.
The problem is though, is they can't use any of the Minecraft YouTubers that
we grew up with.
Because
they're in jail.
With the target audience because they're all like pedophiles.
Yeah.
Or they're pedophiles, or they're like really abusive people and just not great.
Right.
And like,
which sucks.
Yeah,
I hate
it
that.
sucks.
I really hate that. I always said that if they made a Minecraft movie, I didn't want it if it wasn't by Element Animation. Like
that's so valid.
Element Animation, when like Minecraft YouTube was at its peak, they were like, what if we did a Testificate Man movie? Because that was their Batman parody. And they were like, can you imagine if we made a feature length for this? And it like felt like they were like teasing something, like pushing at something. And I don't know if there was like a campaign, like a crowdfunding, or if it like, I don't know, they may have just been an off comment. But I remember after that, I was like, if they don't make this movie, what's the point? Because the point of Minecraft was to have that community online.
Right.
And so I also just like, why can't you just animate it, bro?
Yeah, that's my thought. And it feels like doing the live action movie and also having the animated show is like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And do both. I feel like the novelty of Minecraft, especially in the animations, was like the music videos.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought about like how the FNAF movie used that they used the Living Tombstone song at the end.
Yeah.
And like the most popular Minecraft parody is Revenge, which they can't use because it's a parody of a different song.
Right.
So unless they got the rights to use Usher's song and then got the rights to use Revenge on top of it, that's the only way you could do that.
Honestly, I see that potentially happening, though. I think, here's my theory. I think they're going to get Usher in on it, and they're going to re-release a version with Usher.
Oh, people are going to hate that.
They're going to hate it. Well, didn't they already remaster Revenge
They remastered
this year?
the visuals, not the song.
Oh, but not the song.
Like, they kept the
TBH.
song the same, but they refreshed the visuals because it's like 10 years old.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. We're just... remake culture has made its way to YouTube.
That was
and
another
I think
thing
that's
I thought about.
bull.
Was I was listening to Minecraft parodies this week while I was playing the game.
Right. Just to refresh,
And
you know?
so much of it is parodies of
Right.
other songs. Like,
Right.
that was just the thing.
Right.
Was just to make all of these parodies. And, like, I remember watching all the different YouTubers who did all the stuff. Captain Sparkle's just retired from Minecraft. I don't know if he's retiring
That's
from
crazy.
YouTube or Minecraft. I didn't watch the video. I just saw that he was like, and that's all.
I just don't understand why you have to make a big deal out of that. Like, why can't you just stop playing?
Because you have to tell people why you're not.
Yeah, but
doing it.
like, he could even just, I don't know. It feels very clickbaity to be like, I'm done with Minecraft. And it's like, well, he's going to go back in a few years when his view count drops, and it's going to be the triumphant return.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. The
I just feel
Minecraft
weird
show
about it.
could be good.
Yeah.
The movie could be good. I feel like there's such a disconnect between people who are playing Minecraft now and those of us who grew up with it
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Well, it's a whole different dev team now. Like, essentially, the entire team has cycled to new leadership. And that happened with the Microsoft merger. That happened when Notch left. Is Jeb still there?
Yeah.
So Jeb is still there, but he's working with a completely different team now. And so, like, even the Minecraft updates have been really out of touch.
Did you see the last mob vote? Everyone was like, just add all three.
Right. No,
Don't make
literally.
us vote. Like, even people are getting upset with this. And I think Microsoft has done a lot of good for Minecraft, but they've also done a lot of bad. Like,
Yeah.
Microsoft got the ability to do cross-platform online multiplayer.
Which is a
That's
big
awesome.
deal. That's a big deal.
And they've pretty much caught up Bedrock with Java.
Mm-hmm. And Pocket Edition has gone pretty far,
Pocket
too.
Edition is gone.
Oh my
Pocket
gosh,
Edition
you're right.
is Bedrock.
You're right.
Because I remember when they did the Better Together like Bedrock update,
Yeah.
Pocket Edition ceased to exist.
And
it was gone.
it was just the Bedrock. You're right.
So I remember because I did a post about it on Instagram because that was like a big deal to me. I
'Cause
was
that
like,
was
Pocket
the-
Edition is gone. So they've done a lot of good, but they've also not done a lot.
Right. In
Yeah,
a
I
way,
don't know.
they like kept it from dying, you know, because Minecraft is still alive and well.
Yeah. It just feels so corporate now.
But it's right. No, that's what I was gonna say. Is it's very Microsoftized
It,
in its style, in its direction.
I think, might be Microsoft's biggest game they have.
Well, are they still canceling Game Pass?
No, they're going to keep doing Game Pass, despite the fact that it's so unprofitable for them.
Right.
By the way, Microsoft just spent like $70 billion to buy Activision, right? They want to
Right.
dish out another $16 billion to buy Steam.
Why are they collecting these game companies like Infinity Stones?
Which
What do
should
they
not
think,
be allowed
what do
by
they
the
think
U.S.
they're doing?
government, by the way.
This is like monopolization like rules. Should not allow this.
Legitimately, I don't think anything is going to happen with this Steam acquisition. I don't think
No.
Steam's going to go for it because
'Cause
they're
they
doing
don't
just fine
care.
on their own.
Why would they care?
But because the one thing with Activision was like Activision was
down
going down
like
'cause of
Blizzard,
that big,
there's such a big
um,
scandal,
that big scandal. So they were like, sure, buy us.
which is disgusting.
And they got so much pushback on that. I can't imagine they would let them buy Steam,
right,
which is the only major PC. Like if you think about gaming, you
Yeah.
have the 3 console companies and PC.
yeah. But then PC is
So if
running
you
almost
try to
entirely
take-
off Steam and Epic.
So if you try to take Steam
Yeah,
and encroach in that 4th area,
yeah.
I think someone's going to be like, no, that's not allowed.
Yeah, there are government monopolization rules, like
They haven't been enforced,
but they've
though.
never enforced them like at all. And it's
Because
just
Disney
crap.
tried to buy Fox, and they were like, I don't know, this feels a little much.
yeah,
And Disney was like, okay,
what if I give you this much money
What
instead?
if I give you this much money and we don't take Fox News?
They're like,
all
right, we'll allow it.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. And just like, even looking at like the Minecraft art style, because the style of like their promos and videos and stuff doesn't even look like the game anymore. Like they're doing like these really like sleek animations that are just really like kind of mobile gamey, honestly.
I think the worst thing Microsoft did to Minecraft was implement that stupid store.
Yes.
With the mine coins. I think that was the worst thing they've ever done to the game because it unintentionally bogs down the console version of the game.
Yes.
That store, one, makes it so much more needlessly complicated to change your skin.
Yeah.
But
because
also,
Bedrock was one of the biggest benefits of Bedrock was you could change your skin like that. Like it was so easy.
Yeah, and you could have preloaded skins on the console. But on your phone, you could like upload your own skins.
Right.
Because I remember I had like a custom skin on my phone or on my iPad, and then on my console, I was using like the Enderman in a suit or whatever.
Oh yeah, that one was classy though. That was a good one. Yeah, I don't know. Minecraft is in a weird spot.
And now they've got like these 2 spin-off games.
Yeah, but like
Dungeons and Legends, which never took off.
Never like blew up like they wanted them to.
Dungeons was alright.
Here's the thing. Minecraft Dungeons I think is underrated. I think Minecraft Dungeons actually goes pretty crazy. My whole family played it.
Go crazy if I had people to play it with.
That's the thing. It's definitely like a squad up kind of game.
What is like, Minecraft Legends? Is it another
It's pretty much the same
RPG?
thing. Pretty much, yeah. Is that out?
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's been out for a while.
I didn't realize it was out. That's how much I care. Like, I thought it was still, like, in development.
Yo, did you see the new Lego set they're doing?
The Zelda one?
No, the crafting table.
Yes. That looks good.
I want to get that.
Want the crafting
I don't know where I'm going to put
one.
it. Also,
Zelda Legos!
Zelda Lego set,
Zelda Legos!
I forgot that was in between the last episode. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, of course. It's going to be baller.
I don't know how I'm going to get it, but...
See, because it's the tree, right?
Yeah,
and it comes with 4 minifigs.
It comes with young Link from Ocarina, adult Link from Ocarina, and then Breath of the Wild Link and Zelda. And you can build it to be either the Great Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time or from Breath of the Wild.
Which is a really great move, honestly.
So,
because you just kind of like cast a wide net. It's kind of expensive, but also like people are so pissy about the price.
I really need people to stop whining about the price. They're like, $300. It's the same price as a Switch. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I can clearly tell you've never bought Legos before.
Yeah, Lego inflation is so real. Like, I'm not saying I'm glad that it's $300. If it was $100, like
Inflego?
Inflego. That sounds like a
Sounds like a disease.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to like figure out how to kindly say that sounds like an STD.
Sorry, sir. You have
Inflego. Doctor, how long do I have?
2 pieces.
Oh my gosh. No. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, Lego inflation is so real. And I'm like, but also think about if it was $100, the scalping would like
go
quadruple.
Well, the scalping's going to be bad.
It's going to be insane, but if it was $100,
Lego store exclusive. I hate that they do this. I hate that they do.
So you have to get it online or in the store.
Yes, and I can't buy it online.
You're gonna have to go to the store for
reasons I will not deliberate on this podcast because I don't want it out there publicly. I cannot buy on the Lego store anymore.
Nick is blacklisted from Lego.com. Which is such a good story that we'll tell another day.
That's an after show story.
It's an after show story.
So I'm gonna have to show up to the store on
September.
Are you gonna? Yeah. Dude, I'm going after church because September 1st is a Sunday, so I'm pulling up to the early service, getting my church time in, and then I'm going to the mall and I'm gonna stand there till that store opens at 11 a.m.
See. No one wants to have fun anymore. No one wants to go like camp out in front of stores anymore. Online shopping killed like
I'll stand there.
Store camping.
I need to go to the store before September 1st and make sure that like they're going to have some.
Right.
And if it's even worth standing in front of the store. Because I know some stores do it, some stores don't.
Because that store still has the line. They're still doing limited capacity in that one, which is crap.
Like COVID was over 2 years ago.
Like when we went, there was like they were letting a good amount of people in the store. Like it wasn't
but there was
like
still a line, which I kind of understand from a customer service perspective.
Right.
Of we don't want your experience in the store to feel as crowded.
Honestly,
but also
kind of
clearly
a
these people
W.
have never gone to the Disney Springs Lego store.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
is just wall to wall people consistently.
yes.
And you have to figure that out.
Dude.
It's like a trial run for Disney.
Oh, absolutely.
Basically.
See, the last time I was there in late December, we were like walking around. And I was like, "Oh, let's go in the Lego store." He said like an idiot, and I was like trying to find the entrance, and there's a line to get in, and I was like, "Oh, cool." It went around the block, like around the freaking like the whole thing, and I was like, "Is this the line to meet Mickey Mouse? Like what? This is a Tower of Terror level wait for the Lego store that I could go see at the mall." Like this.
It also, what I think the line helps with is it delineates people who don't want to buy anything.
That's so true.
Because you're not going to stand in the line to just go look around and decide you're not going to buy something.
I will.
You have to at least have something in mind, even if
Right.
it's like one of those small little brickheads. You got to have something in mind to be like, I'm going in there to buy something.
TBH, I'm just such a window shopper that I would stand in line to go browse a store.
I mean, if I got free time and I need time to kill, yeah, sure. I'll
right.
do it.
Well, it's also like I don't live close to a Lego store, so if I'm there, like I'm gonna go see
loser.
it. I'm gonna go see it.
I live 20 minutes away from a Lego store. It's so nice.
I don't consider myself a big enough Zelda fan to justify the $300 purchase.
You can just come over and watch me build
but I will come over and watch you build
it.
it.
Or you can watch my live stream. I guarantee you.
guarantee you it's gonna
live
be live.
build it.
Yeah. So
Because that's a big deal.
yeah, or I could put it on my wedding registry.
That'll be my gift to you.
The freaking Deku tree on the wedding registry, bro. It was like, you're supposed to ask for like blenders and stuff, right? Like,
This
what
is what
are you
can
talking
do
about?
on your honeymoon is just sit there and build the Great Deku Tree Lego set.
Stop. That's
Speaking
so
of
funny.
Legos-
Anyway, so there's a new trailer. Is that where you were going to?
Well, I didn't realize how many Lego
so there's
topics
two
I had
Lego.
this week.
So there's two Lego topics to talk about.
One was I was just gonna say I have a Lego set I got in October last year that my mom brought because my mom went to Europe last year,
Which is wild.
so she bought while she was in Paris at the Paris Lego store, the Paris France like architecture set. I still haven't put it together
You
yet.
cannot tell Amy that exists.
Got her. She got me that
We'll have to go.
in October, and I still haven't put it together. But there's also one I got for Christmas that I haven't put together yet either.
Which one?
The like Zen Garden.
Oh, the
The
freaking little tree. Yeah,
Tranquil
yeah.
Garden thing.
Is that the one that can be pink or green? It has all the frogs.
No.
Oh.
I have the tree.
Oh, it's the garden.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the big
yeah.
garden
Yeah.
scape that I really
Yeah.
wanted it, and I just haven't had the time to put it together because I like doing all my sets in one
Right.
go. I also need to reorganize my shelves again
Yeah.
because I don't know where this Deku tree is gonna go.
Well,
I gotta find a spot for it on
the
the
other
shelf.
thing is, well, I'm the same way. I don't want to like build a Lego set in 3 sessions. I see he's looking at my shelves because my shelves are always a disaster. But
you need some tiered shelves on that upper level.
I do, so I can actually
Although
see.
that Friends set is really massive.
It is huge.
So
I would
that's
need
part
one
of
that
the
would cover the
problem.
whole. Well, don't you have this? Sorry, guys. This is like
This is what we
Inside
mean when we're like
baseball.
off the rails.
this is
week.
inside baseball. But don't you have that same set and like you have the divider that
no.
like it
I
hangs
have
off
the
a little
small
bit?
one, not the really big. I don't have the. I have the coffee shop, not the apartments.
Oh, well, the apartment's even bigger.
Yeah. So I
I
have
also-
I have a stand on my shelf
Yeah.
that elevates the office.
Yeah.
One, like
And it
Dunder
hangs off
Mifflin
a
is
little
on the
bit.
top,
Yeah.
and the coffee shop is underneath it.
I need to get the Dunder Mifflin one before they discontinue it.
one goes crazy.
My roommate Jack has it, and it's like there's so many inside jokes.
Where
in
would
it.
you put it?
That's the other problem.
I
I'm
need
like,
to
bruh,
come here for a weekend and help you organize your room.
No, you're so right. It's kind of a wreck. I've been
But it's
home,
almost like
but it's my wreck.
it's your wreck, but also I can say we'll organize it, but then you're gonna unorganize it to go
No,
back to
here's the
school.
problem. My room is never organized because I'm in school for 3 months, out of school for 3 months. In school, like the back and forth is what unorganizes it. And then like while I'm gone, my family moves furniture around and like this and that. And then I get new Legos and then they fit in the dorm because I don't have all my other sets. And then they
you bring them home.
and I'm
here.
like, well, and then I get new like wall decor and picture frames. So I have like all this decor on the floor that just doesn't have wall space because I'm like, it's just kind of a rough part of like dorm life is to just like essentially have two sets of stuff that needs to coexist, but sometimes you only have one space for it. But I'm like, it's a lot harder and easier for people like that have to like drive really far to school, because in a way like you just bring everything, you know, and then that's just what you have. But I'm like close enough that it's like kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's how I was.
So in other Lego news,
they announced a new Lego game yesterday.
There's so much Lego news. That's not even what I was about to talk about.
I know, that's what I was saying.
What's the game?
I'm gonna try to pull up
I don't even know this.
You, so you can skim
I didn't
through
know
the
this
trailer.
at all.
Never mind, I lied. I'll have to pull it up on my phone. So they announced yesterday at Summer Games Fest a Lego Horizon game. Here.
Like driving?
No,
cars?
No. Like here, you can skim through it while I talk.
Skim through this.
So it's Horizon like Forbidden West or Zero Dawn.
No way.
But it's like, it almost looks like Minecraft Dungeons in a way, where like you're these
like
characters
turn-based.
running around a map and doing stuff. I don't really know what the objective of the game is. It looks pretty cool. The craziest thing is that it's going to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch.
Those
and
are the
PC,
only two?
And that's it. And they're not going to Xbox, which is really weird that it's not going to Xbox, but it is going to Switch, because Horizon is a PlayStation exclusive IP. So I'm almost wondering if this is like a sign that in the future they're going to add.
That looks really good.
They're going to put Horizon on Switch.
Which,
or like put Horizon on Switch too, because PlayStation's been a little more lenient about
exclusives
where their IP is going.
Yeah.
Like they put God of War Ragnarok comes out on PC in September. Helldivers 2 is another PlayStation exclusive that's on PC.
Which also makes me think that, well, that was a really gorgeous game. Like
I don't know how that's going to run on Switch.
Which makes me think that they know something we don't about the new Switch.
I'm not saying it's coming out this year, because that game comes out this year, but I think they know
that it will be good on the next one.
Within 6 months of that game coming out, there will be a new Switch that makes that game look
a lot better,
exceptionally better. But it can run on the old Switch because they want the holiday sales.
Yeah.
And it's going to look like dog water, like the Skywalker Saga did.
Right. It didn't look that bad.
No, it was pretty bad.
It looked worse.
It didn't look that bad. It ran bad.
It did. The loading time was pretty bad.
It had horrendous loading time.
The loading time was pretty bad.
That's why I never finished it.
But also, I've played like most of my Lego games on the Xbox 360, and so I'm pretty used to just broken Lego games.
You can search for jobs on Twitter now.
Wow. That's really sad.
Weird.
Next piece of Lego news, a new trailer.
Oh, for the Lego Pharrell movie?
We talked about this a bit ago, about going
piece
to see
by piece?
The Lego Pharrell movie, which it's a biography. It's like a biopic for Pharrell, but it's Lego animation.
And he's not dead.
What?
Well, most of the biopics that have come out recently were for
from
people
dead
who are
people.
dead.
Right. And
Queen.
Elton John, rest in peace.
Elton John's dead?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Whitney Houston,
Queen,
Elvis,
Michael Jackson's coming out next year.
Whitney Houston. What was the other one?
Weird Al got one, but he's not dead.
He's not dead. Aretha Franklin, did she have a? Yeah, she had one because it was called Respect. Sorry, RESPECT. Judy Garland had one somewhat recently. So, Pharrell's alive.
He's alive.
He's alive and well.
Maybe he'll be dead by the time the movie comes out.
You know who's in this movie? I really am so glad that we get like Lego rappers now. Because Snoop Dogg is in it, Kendrick Lamar is in it, Tupac is in it. Tupac's alive?
Anyway. I love all the responses to the trailer where they're like, nobody asked for this movie. Why are we even putting this out? It's gonna flop. And I'm like, you guys hate fun.
Right, for
Like,
real.
why does it matter?
Right. Let him cook.
Either you're not gonna go see it or you are. Like, I don't know. I
Also,
thought the trailer looked really
I
good.
thought it looked
gave me
baller.
a reason to want to go back to the movie theater.
Right. Well, that's so funny because it was like, why do we need this? This is like, okay,
Because movie theaters are dying, bro.
maybe like we just aren't. Maybe people don't want to go to the theater because you're not doing anything that's like remotely fun
Maybe
that
we
people
should
want
do
to
an
go
episode
see.
on our movie theaters dying. I'm gonna write that down.
Write that down.
Write that down. That's a good topic.
We could have some
idea.
stats to pull up because
I read through a thread this week or last week about movie theater attendance is down, and people are trying to figure out why. And the biggest reason is it's just too expensive.
It's just too expensive. Well, what's also interesting, this was pretty recent, was Furiosa, the new Mad Max movie, had the lowest Memorial Day box office in 30 years.
That is insane to me.
But it has a 9 out of 10 on like every review service. So the problem isn't the movie is bad. The movie's actually supposedly really good, but no one's going to see it. Which I think is so interesting. Which there's also something to say for like, you made fans. Oh, there's sirens going off. It's Saturday at noon.
Oh, it's the first Saturday of the month.
Frick.
Oh, no.
I was like, proposing the tornado.
Wouldn't be the first time we've recorded during a tornado.
That was crazy. Real ones know. What was I saying? Oh, there's also something to say for like, you made a Mad Max movie like freaking like 10 years ago.
I don't
then
even
you
remember
follow
where
up.
the Mad Max movie.
It was 2015,
Just
had
left
Tom
off.
Hardy. I've actually only seen like bits of it on. I caught it in like a hotel one time.
As
on,
a
like,
general
TNT.
consumer, I don't know what the movie is.
Furiosa.
Yeah.
So here's what's wild: is they're like remember. So Mad Max is was a series in the 80s with Mel Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 Mad Max movies from the 80s and Mel Gibson. I've never seen them. I've heard they're kind of hard to watch compared to Fury Road. And then George R. Miller directed Fury Road in 2015 with Tom Hardy. And that it's like won the Oscar for best editing, like best ever, like it's just a critically acclaimed movie. I've never actually seen it. I've caught it in bits and pieces in like hotels and stuff on like TNT. But I need to watch it. And so that was in 2015. And they haven't touched it since. They're like, it's just this. 10 years later, they're like, we're making another Mad Max movie. And it's like, awesome. And they're like, well, it's a prequel. So they're making a prequel to a movie.
They came out
That
almost 10 years
10
ago.
years ago. Not a sequel. A prequel. With Chris Hemsworth. And I'm like,
That's interesting.
what?
That's a choice.
That is a choice. It's also apparently so like what Mad Max was praised for so much was like its practical effects, and it was like apparently the production of the movie was just like should not have worked. Like nothing went right, and it was just a disaster. But like they somehow pulled it together into this masterpiece. And it was like super practical, this and that. Well, a lot of people are mad because Furiosa is used a lot of CG. And it was like just really like CG heavy, and it was like, you know, apparently they were like throwing in the towel. This is all hearsay. Like this is based on discourse of people I know and on the internet of like, I've watched a couple reviews and they're just like, it's good, but it feels weird to watch a prequel to a movie full of CG from like friggin' 10
Right.
years ago. And it's just like, why did we feel like this was the next step? But Fury Road was, fun fact, Mad Max Fury Road was directed by, or was edited by the director's wife.
Wow.
And she had never edited a film before, and it won Oscar for best editing.
That's crazy.
So that's what's up. Anyway, so yeah, movie theaters, I'm not sure, but
Lego Pharrell looks
we're gonna
dope.
go see the new Lego Pharrell movie.
Remember when I made a joke? I think it was whenever we talked about it last. I was like, I made the joke where like, "Hey girl, want to go see the Lego Pharrell movie?" I might actually be able to do that, which was entirely a joke.
And now you're like, oh,
And now I'm like,
low key.
well, maybe
See, that's so. It just looks fun.
it does.
like the Lego movie was the last Lego movie in theaters we got, the Lego Movie 2, and that didn't do super well.
No, that's because that movie should have done phenomenally.
Yeah.
Because it reviewed really well.
Yeah.
But the problem was they put out the Lego movie
Yeah.
in 14 and then waited until 17
Yeah.
to put out another one, which was the Batman movie. But they put out the Batman movie in February and then put out the Ninjago movie the same year in September.
And no one liked that one. So it kind of burned the whole Lego movie franchise. Right.
But also, it was just way too close to Batman.
Yeah.
So, like, there wasn't enough breathing room between Batman and Ninjago.
They pulled a Marvel.
So they put it too close. Ninjago was supposed to come out in 18.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to have one every year for 17, 18, 19. And then in 2019, they put out the Lego Movie 2 after having waited so long since the last one. And it just didn't perform as well. So they pulled the plug on all the other things.
Which sucks because I'm like, I've only seen the Lego Movie 2 once, actually. It was in theaters.
What?
Which I need to rewatch it because
it's
I need to.
so good.
I remember thinking like that was not as good as the first one, but was still a solid sequel.
See, that's my hot take is I think the second one is as good. It's on par with the first one.
Okay. I need to
But
rewatch
that's my
it.
opinion.
I actually remember I remember a good bit of that movie, but I remember it got really meta.
I think there's also a part of me that likes that movie because at the time in my life when I saw it, I could really relate to like the brother-sister story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I liked it a lot
yeah,
more.
that makes sense.
I also took a girl to see that movie on a date.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And we got back from the movie, went home, went our separate ways. I texted her to see what she thought about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I think we should break up."
But still let you buy
This
her
ain't
movie
working.
ticket.
But still let me buy the movie ticket. I didn't say anything either.
Right.
Was like, "Oh, I'll cover my ticket this time. Like, it's okay."
Yeah.
Little old me working minimum wage at Publix,
Oh,
buying
that's
all
tragic.
the tickets and everything. And what was so funny is before it happened, there was like one set in the movie that I told my mom, I was like, "Man, if I wasn't dating, I could afford and buy that Lego set." Went upstairs, did my own thing. I had recorded a review for the Lego Maniacs and everything. I was editing.
I remember that.
And then I just went downstairs to my mom and I was like, "Hey, remember like an hour ago when I said
if I was
single, I could afford this Lego set? Well, I can afford this Lego set now." And she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then I went upstairs and listened to angry music for like 4 hours and didn't sleep at all that night. And it was...
But now
what
you
a
like the
time
Lego
to be
movie.
alive.
But now you like the Lego movie.
Oh yeah, I
too.
saw it 4 more times in theaters because I needed to burn out that one bad experience. I was like, all right.
All I remember from that movie was this song's gonna get stuck inside your. This song's gonna
Which
get
kinda
stuck
goes hard, I'm
inside
not
your.
even
This
gonna
song's
lie.
gonna get stuck inside your head. Yeah, that's all I remember. But dude, Lego Pharrell. Also, Pharrell, let him cook. Like Pharrell does a lot of bangers, and I'm kind of surprised he's not doing this movie with Illumination because he's been like
he's
real
been, like,
tight.
the Despicable Me guy.
He's
for a
been
long time.
like the Despicable Me guy. He was also he composed the Grinch movie that Illumination did. He was the narrator for that movie. And so I'm kind of surprised that like Illumination
I think Illumination's
didn't
a
give him
little busy
deal.
right now. They're working on the Mario movie 2.
Oh yeah, might be. Yeah, they were like, we just can't do too many bangers.
Sorry,
we just
guys,
wanna...
we can't. We gotta. Nintendo's paying the big check. Pharrell wanted to do Legos.
Yeah, he can go do Legos. That's okay. They're like, we can't have it all.
I think this is the one time I don't think they're gonna make a Lego movie, but they're not gonna have any tie-in sets.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
If we got like a adult,
Yeah, I think there might be
set.
like a studio set.
that would
Which
be
I would
crazy.
buy. Here's the other thing, guys, cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Shut the front door. If we get Lego Daft Punk because of this movie, I'm standing in line at the store for that one. Like that's the one that I'm standing in line for. Daft Punk is my favorite band of all time, and one of Pharrell's biggest songs was his feature on a Daft Punk song. Like, Pharrell was super invested in the Daft Punk career, and they used that song in the trailer. So I was like, guys, I literally made my own Lego Daft Punk figures when I was like 14, and they were called the DJ Brothers, and it was really cringe. But I made them like little turntables and stuff. But like, if they like put Daft Punk in there, also like, there is a huge monopoly to do like a studio set and do like Lego Pharrell, Daft Punk, Lego Kendrick, Lego Snoop Dogg. Like, there is a big market for that. Yep. I think I would buy it. I know friends that would buy it.
Hey, we've got like 4 people who would buy it, so you should.
So
make
like,
it real.
go buy it. You know, go make it. Anyway, that's what's up. It looks really good. Like,
it does
weirdly
look really good. I've had an issue with like wanting to go see movies in the theater and like not wanting to pay for it because it is so expensive. That was one where I was like, you know,
I would risk the money on it.
I would go see that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fun movie to go see on a Friday night.
So now that we're kind of opening the door for like artists to tell stories through Lego animation, like as a medium. It's becoming like,
I can't wait for the Nerdiest podcast biopic.
That's what I'm saying. In Lego. See,
Lego animation.
So here's my question. Like, if Lego was to become like an animation medium, like what's the ideal story you want told through that?
Literally anything.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I grew up watching all the stop motions and the brick films and stuff. And you really can do anything with it.
Right.
Like, it is, I mean, I've seen like people do Bible stories and
right.
long-running Ninjago fan series, like
right.
original Star Wars stuff, original Marvel stuff,
right.
original like multiverse stuff that brought everything together. You can do whatever you want,
and that's the point
with Lego, and that is the point.
And they're embracing it, which is awesome.
So I mean, if we stick on the artist train, who's another artist who you would want to have their own Lego biopic? I gotta think about this first.
I gotta think about that one.
The first one that comes to mind might be like Panic at the Disco.
That would be an interesting decision.
Because like, they've gone full circle now. They're done.
Yeah, they're done. I'm trying to think like...
It's hard because all my favorite artists are Japanese.
Yeah. I'm trying to even think like, what genre do you want to see from a Lego film? Because I feel like we could have the dopest like fantasy world.
Oh, dude.
Like with all the classic Lego castle and dragon sets.
Did you see they did a D&D set?
Yeah.
If it wasn't like $400, I would buy it.
But you could also put them in a similar situation of like the Muppets, where you do like parody films.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
You could do like Lego parody, like, you know, they could do Lego Barbie or some, I don't know. I don't freaking know. Or even do like full like Lego Marvel, like
full send.
You know how they did like those old like cartoons where they would do
owe
like
us another Ninjago movie.
I think so too, but like with the real Ninjago, you know, not
well,
like this
I don't
new
know.
rebooted Garbo.
The new rebooted stuff is not great.
No. But also like
that's a topic for a different.
Think
episode.
about like they've done like those. Lego has the IP to do like, I mean they're under Warner Brothers Animation Group now, so they can't do like Marvel, but they did Marvel before.
I saw a lot of people saying they should do a Lego Zelda game.
I like that.
Kind of like how Horizon is getting a Lego game.
Yeah.
Like just do a spin-off Lego Zelda game, which could potentially be revealed in the June Nintendo Direct.
That would be insane.
To tie in. Could you imagine if they did a Zelda game to tie in
with
to
the sets?
The set? That would be crazy.
I think that would be your like dream. Like
I
you
would
be
die.
Like you'd be
that
done.
would be insane.
That's the only thing you would ever need to buy ever again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gosh. I don't know. I think there's a lot of room to do like if they did like a parody of the Justice League, but like a full movie.
Just do the Justice League from the Lego movie.
I mean, that's kind of what they did in like the Lego Batman movie. But if they did like, if they like made fun of the Snyder Cut in like Lego form, I would watch 3 hours of it.
Did you know they were supposed to do
unironically.
a second Batman movie?
I did know that, and they cut it.
And they cut it, bro.
Because
what the
they
frick?
Oh my gosh.
Ninjago ruined everything.
Also, can we talk about how the Lego Batman movie is like the best Batman installment?
Can we talk about how the Lego Ninjago movie is a good Lego movie, but a bad Ninjago movie?
That's so true. That is so
I saw that
true.
on Twitter this week, and I was like, that is actually really
kind of
accurate.
real. I also think my problem with the Lego Ninjago movie is it just wasn't as funny. It was actually kind of sad, and I liked the heartfelt nature of it. But I also think they revealed the live action part of it way too soon at the beginning with like Jackie Chan. Like it was just because they were like, yeah, remember when Will Ferrell was in live action and we were meta, and it's like, yeah, but like
the whole point of that was
it was subversion, and now we know it, and so it's just kind of whatever.
Which then puts you in it. We could do a whole video.
We could do a whole episode about Lego freaking. What else?
We kind of have.
No, right.
At this point.
What else has happened? What else happened this week?
Okay, here's a big one I want to talk about that I'm really excited about. I recorded a YouTube short on this one.
Oh my gosh.
A brief note. This is not what I was talking about. They're doing the Angry Birds movie 3.
I didn't see the second one. I saw the first one and thought that it was kind of dumb.
Okay.
Was like, I'm okay.
And then another brief thing, because this next one I feel like we'll end up carrying us at least to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because we're already pretty much there.
Yeah.
Did you see they dropped the first trailer for Among Us?
I did. I scrubbed through it. I didn't have time to watch the whole thing.
There's no like dialogue or anything.
Okay.
It's just like all the crewmates and stuff.
Yeah.
But
the style looks cool.
It was interesting.
The style, is that on Netflix? Is that going to Netflix?
No clue.
Okay.
I don't think it has a home yet.
So here's the question. Well, it has a pretty good cast.
Yeah, the cast is pretty stacked.
It's like Randall Park, Yvette Nicole Brown, Elijah Wood, someone else. I don't remember.
A lot of other people.
A lot of other people. But here's my question is, this will go one of two ways, and I want your opinion on what way it'll go.
Okay.
Do you think it's going to be the resurgence of Among Us or the nail in the coffin to kill it forever?
It's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Because it's kind of like when Hillary Clinton dabbed and no one wanted to dab ever again.
Or when she said, let's Pokemon go to the polls.
Right.
And
no one ever wanted to play
Pokemon
Pokemon again. So they were like, haha, yeah, Among Us, sus, imposter. And then we're all going to be like, we're never saying that again.
I think if it gets handled right, it could
be like
really
a cult
good.
classic, you know?
Yeah.
Like it could like actually be really good. And we're like, yeah, let's go back to Among Us. And it becomes like, because Among Us was a wave. I've still never played.
That's wild.
This wasn't my lockdown phase. But like it had a wave, you know, like, but also like it's kind of stayed alive through meme culture.
Yeah, because everyone says like sus and
An imposter Among Us, or it's like Among Us, which is so weird that like such a game that had such a quick wave, like
it stuck around longer than Fall Guys.
Stuck around longer than Fall Guys, yeah. Which I think Fall Guys is still fun, but that's another conversation.
It's not, but okay. So the full cast is Patton Oswalt, Dan Stevens,
Remy
Elijah
himself.
Wood, Liv Hewson, Randall Park, Yvette Nicole Brown, Ashley Johnson, Deborah Wilson, Kimiko Glenn, Phil Lamar, and Wayne Knight.
Isn't Elijah Wood the dude from Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Full circle. Anyway.
So, all right, the last one. I sent you this on Twitter, but I don't know if you read it or not.
It. Hold on.
I was really excited about it.
We send each other a lot of stuff.
So this is a leak from a very reputable anime leaker, and it's summary of Makoto Shinkai's next animated film.
Yes, I did read that.
So it's a science fiction animated film abandoning folk magic and disaster styles, reducing romantic elements. Will not link with characters from previous works. The new work's worldview is vastly different from previous ones, possibly set in a distant future. The worldview may not be limited to Japan.
Oh.
Production began in May 2023, and by April 2024, Makoto Shinkai mentioned he was working on character dialogues, with the planning stage expected to be completed around August. He expressed interest in possibly returning to his earlier style sometime in the future, but not for this particular work. A press conference is scheduled for December 2025, with an expected release date in 2026.
Okay. Because Suzume was last year, right?
It was 2022 in Japan, but it was November 2022.
Yeah.
So for him to have started production on the next one in May of 2023 makes a lot of sense because that's about a 6-month downtime.
Yeah, and then he comes
pick
back
up with
to
the
work
next
on the
one,
next one.
And then, so it's kind of like in the formula because Weathering with You was 2019 in Japan, Suzume was 2022, so that was another 3-year gap. So to do 2022 in Japan to 2026 in Japan,
that makes sense.
Is a much bigger gap. It's 4 years.
Yeah.
I would love to see him do a worldwide release instead of just in Japan. I think he's getting very close
to having
with
that
how
status.
Popular those movies are to doing a worldwide release, and it's just a movie. It's not a Japanese movie anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
well, I still haven't seen Suzume.
Don't worry, it's on the list for the Aftershow.
It'll come up at some point.
I'm excited because he hasn't done a true sci-fi film since Voices of a Distant Star, which was his first ever short film.
Is that the one you said you didn't like?
No, that was
it was the first long form.
The Place Promised in Our Early Days, I think. I'm gonna do a video where I go through and watch them all.
Yeah.
But Voices of a Distant Star is his exit interview.
Okay, that's his,
it was his first
short
film that he did with him and 2 other people, and they did all the voice acting and all.
So was it his first
shebang.
Grandma's Garden?
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
More accurate.
So, and that was the last time he did true sci-fi. He did a little bit of sci-fi elements for his first feature-length film, but it wasn't as it wasn't in space or in the distant future.
Right.
It was just still kind of grounded in reality.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was The Children Who Chased Lost Voices, which I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah.
Garden of Words, which was very grounded, and then you get into Your Name, Weathering with You, and Suzume, which are all all
his most popular.
They're the most popular. They're also that post said, abandoning the folk magic stuff.
Yeah.
Because Your Name is the mystery around this asteroid, and Weathering with You is the Sunshine Girl, and Suzume is about this giant worm that comes out of doors in the middle of Japan. Right. Which is a folk legend.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of wacky, but it's
wild.
Good.
Dude, I've been listening to this podcast. It's called The Haunted Cosmos, right? And shout out to them. They're really good. And it's a Christian perspective of folklore. And hauntings. And so they talk about ghosts and fairies and demonic. They demonic it, but from the Christian perspective that's trying to explain what it actually is, from a biblical worldview. And I listen to it at work whenever no one else is there, which is a bad idea, by the way. Don't listen to scary podcasts when you're the only one at work.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
One time I was loading slides into a computer, and I was listening to it's my favorite episode. It's the one about sleep paralysis demons, which is terrifying, freaking terrifying. And I didn't know that someone could remote into the computer. So I was listening to it, and then the computer started moving stuff itself. And I was like, I'm going home. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
I'm out. This is too much. But listening to it, I listened to this one about fairies and people recounting going to the fairy realm. And this whole thing, and C.S. Lewis talks about it, and this and that. And I was just I get so many story ideas from it. They're talking about these Scottish farmers will be with their sheep outside, and then they hear a knocking under their ground. They'll just hear knocking, and it's the fairies coming to take their newborn children. It's insane. And it's kind of you can believe what you want, but they explained it in a way, because I'm really skeptical about that kind of stuff. But the way they explain it makes me be oh my gosh, I think I believe in fairies. This is insane. But I just there's so many good stories there. And I'm there's so many, it just especially if you want to do a thriller or something like that. I feel we don't get a lot of mystical stuff, movies like that anymore.
Yeah.
And so Anyway, that felt like it was related to talk about
Yeah,
like the
vaguely.
that was like the folklore stuff. And so like I don't know, that's the podcast where I get a lot of my story ideas right now. Cuz I'm like, dude, that stuff is insane. Like
I want to listen to it now. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But yeah, Haunted Cosmos. Good respect.
There's not much to go off of, but I'm glad Shinkai's back in the kitchen.
Yeah, let him
Cooking
cook.
up another banger.
Let him cook.
Yeah. I just
How
know
old is he?
Radwimps is gonna go crazy.
How old is
another
he?
movie. Good question.
Is it bad?
How old is Makoto Shinkai? He's 51.
Okay.
He's still got a couple. Yeah, I think he's probably still got 2 or 3 more in him.
I was watching this video on YouTube about J.J. Abrams, and it was really well done. But it was talking about how, like, we don't have any, like, young directors anymore because, like, all the big directors are, like, 50, 60, 70, like, 80. Like, Scorsese, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, like, you know, all these people are, like, they're, like, old now. And it's like getting really hard for young directors to get into Hollywood.
Let's go. Thank God.
What up?
I've been waiting for this for a hot minute. They're doing a manga adaptation of Suzume.
Oh, poggers.
And I'm always glad when, because Shinkai goes back and like he writes the manga and includes things that didn't fit in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like.
That makes sense.
It'll probably be another 3 volumes.
Yeah.
The first one comes out in September. So I'm very excited about that.
There you go.
Because it's
like expanding the world.
Expanding more. I need to get the light novel and read that too.
Dang. Well,
I'm pretty sure his writing process is he does the light novel first.
Yeah.
And then adapts that into a movie and then goes back and does the manga.
Honestly, not a terrible like writing process, TBH. He's essentially just outlining.
Yeah, light novel is just the outline that can then later be sold as its own thing, and then the movie gets made and can be sold as something. Manga can be made, sold as something.
What that's called is monopolization.
That's called capitalization.
That's called capitalization and monopoly. I don't know what any words actually mean. I just pretend
it's okay,
I'm smart.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like off of one movie can sell like a movie, a book, 3 sets of this thing.
That's
and then, like, I'm like, dude, what a guy! Like. Americans cannot comprehend.
Americans cannot comprehend the amount of capitalization this man has done.
Actually, TBH, I think we do. The first novel I ever read was the Despicable Me Jr. novel. Oh, that's good stuff.
They're coming out in November.
That's good work.
All right, by January
of
next year, all 3 volumes will be out.
Well,
that's fire, dude.
Anything else? Anything else that's important enough to
no,
hit?
I'm just adding these into my list.
Yeah, I think we're.
This is gonna be another video for me.
I think we pretty much hit everything. The new
arrives after Father's Day. Yeah, no duh. It comes out on January 28th.
It's like
thanks Amazon.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, I love this in the Amazon app. Look at this. Arrives release date is November 19th. Arrives after Father's Day. Need a gift sooner?
See, that's just their automatic message. That's like.
That works.
Well, I guess we wrap up now.
Yeah.
Here we are. This one is like slightly shorter, but I've also like have a lot to do today. If you
we're going to get lunch and then bro's getting engaged. I think it's okay.
We gotta wrap this puppy up. I've also like talked to more people that like listen to the show. They're like, yeah, it took me like 4 days to listen to that Star Wars one. I was like, I'm sorry.
Good.
I appreciate the dedication. Like, thank you for staying with it.
It wasn't even that long. It was 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't
Quit
know.
your whining.
You know.
Oh, fun fact.
Yeah.
The Star Wars episodes, the part 1 and part 2, are 10 seconds apart in runtime.
Shut up.
The first one is 2:18:33. The second, it's 2:18:23. The second one is 2:18:33.
So we talked about the 3 sequels for 10 seconds longer than the other 6 movies. It tells you how we feel about the sequels.
And then the other one was only like an hour and a half.
Right, no, for real.
Next episode, we're finally going back to Demon
Slayer.
You have 11 episodes to watch in 14 days.
That's not bad.
I have faith in you.
Since it's summer, like I think
you'll get hooked and you'll finish it real quick.
Here's what's hard is when I watched Demon Slayer the first season, I watched it subbed because I didn't like the dub.
You can watch it dubbed.
But I'm kind of like
the dub. I've listened to the dub for like the biggest episode in season 2, and it sounds fine.
Okay, I'll probably do the dubbed this time.
You should watch it sooner so you can go through that, and then also go through season 3 because it's another 11 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. Who's
and
to
then we
say?
could be like caught up to the currently airing season.
Yeah.
Because I also want you to know that when I give you more anime to pick from next week, there are no revisits.
Dang.
Because you just did one.
Because I just did one, and
so
I can't
I'm not
going to
give you the opportunity to revisit again.
Okay.
So it's going to be all new stuff.
Okay. I don't think anything will ever be better than OGBYN cancer patient sister that just wants to be Taylor Swift.
Who wants to be the next Taylor Swift?
I don't think anything can
OBGYN psychotic actor.
Brother. I don't think anything could ever top that description because it was so painfully accurate after watching the show. I was like, there's no freaking way. And then I was like, wow, I'll be darned.
I'll be darned. Oh, dude, Oshinoko season 2 starts next month. I'm so excited.
When I was watching Oshinoko, I was in school and my roommates were just like, what the frick are you watching? And I was like, no, hear me out. It's good. And I remember like Colin walked in and he was like, what are you watching? And I was like,
OBGYN
so this guy just got
actor.
reincarnated. This guy just got reincarnated as like his favorite pop star's son, and now he's trying to solve her murder. And he was like, "What?" I was like,
what
"It's
the heck?
good. It's good. You watch A24 films. This is good."
I'm trying to decide if I want to do new anime that have come out this year.
Yeah,
because I have 3 really good ones that came out this year that I think you'd like.
Well, I mean, if it's up on the conversation, then.
But there's also some. Like, dog, I really want you to watch My Hero.
That's what everyone says.
Like, we're going 2 years into this, and you still haven't watched My Hero.
That's the #1 request I've gotten is, like, you need to do My Hero.
Maybe we need to just pick My Hero. Then.
You can just throw it up. Like, don't even, like, describe it. Just be like, yeah, next time we're watching My Hero.
I'll just have you pick a number between 1 and 3.
And they're all 3
and they're
My Hero.
all numbered, and you just pick the number. No description this time.
And then 1 is My Hero, 2 is Hero Mai. And then 3 is Academia My Hero. It's you know, 1 is My Hero.
You're just
Academia.
picking how many seasons of My Hero we're watching between now and the next episode.
1 is My Hero subbed, 2 is My Hero dubbed, 3 is My Hero dubbed but French, and so just don't pick 3. Anyway. I love whenever we like do just a casual episode, we end up just talking nothing but inside baseball. Like,
yeah, pretty much. It just
like
turns into a conference call.
Can I be so real? We were talking about Legos for so long, I forgot we were recording. Because like when we're in
you
person,
thought we were just sitting here holding microphones for no reason.
It's so natural. We've done this for so long that we're just like, sometimes.
I'd also like to note the last time we did an in-person episode, you wore that shirt.
I was gonna say I wore this exact shirt, guys. I own more than one shirt. I promise.
This is your new favorite shirt.
No, it is my new favorite shirt.
Because you wore that on both episodes we did in person last time, and now you're doing it again.
It's gonna become a bit. Like I need to just wear it.
I almost texted you last night. There was a shirt I really wanted to wear that I said we should wear the next time we're doing an in-person episode, but it was too late.
Oh,
it was like midnight, and I was like, I need to go to bed.
I almost wore my new merch, but it's dirty because I wore it in a YouTube video that I recorded the other day.
You did?
Yeah, I wore it in the Spotify video.
Oh,
gotta push that merch.
I haven't seen the footage yet, so
I can show you while you're here.
Let's go.
Sorry, we're just continuing talking insider.
I should have another video.
We should have stopped recording
done here
long
soon. Alex is editing. I feel so bad. I put together a content calendar for Nick with No K, and I'm basically weekly videos to the end of the year, which is fine because I'm like ahead.
Which is a good thing, yeah.
And I can bulk script and bulk record and then send them off. But right now he's working on a weekly basis because we're not ahead yet.
Yeah.
So
he's still like cranking out.
I'm hoping by the end of June we're at least 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
So if he needs a break or if something comes up, I can be like,
just be like, oh, that's fine. Yeah.
We have 2 weeks because the 2 other videos for June, one needs to be done by Monday, so I need to text him about that today. And the other one is basically done. He's just got to make a couple quick changes and then here's
the thing is the content that I want to make on YouTube and the video I'm about to release about Spotify, I'm so excited because it's the content I've wanted to do on YouTube for like years, but just never had the capacity or even like the skill. And so I've always wanted to do like commentary type stuff. and recording, scripting, like researching, scripting, recording, and now editing. I'm like, I think I understand why commentary YouTubers release monthly now, because these are like, they're making like 45-minute videos about like one topic.
And you go really
like,
in depth. It was like that 4-hour video on the Star
Oh,
Cruiser.
yeah, the Star
she hasn't
Cruiser?
uploaded in
No,
like
yeah.
6 months.
Right. And then YouTube monetization is like, not active enough. Delete.
Gone.
Anyway, that's another conversation. But hey, we got
probably
stuff
wrap
to
this
do.
up
We
so
got to
we
get
can
out
go
of
get
here.
lunch.
We got to get out of here. Hey, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Nerdiest Podcast. I hope you enjoyed its casual nature. We love to just kind of hang out every once in a while.
Like entitle this a casual chat about something.
Yo, let's go.
We haven't done a casual chat episode.
That used to be like our favorite like naming convention.
Keep outroing. I'm going to figure out when the last casual
So
chat
yeah,
was.
thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hope you enjoyed the casualness of the episode. We really love just kind of hanging out, and you know, it's a blessing to get to be together for this episode and not have to work too hard on like putting notes together and stuff. But we'll have more structured episodes coming out soon. But if you like this kind of content, then make sure you let us know. Drop a comment, send an email, a DM, whatever you need. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys listening all the way through. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. The best way you can support us is by subscribing on YouTube or giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Pandora or, you know, your uncle's CD player, wherever you're listening. Just leave 5 stars. Leave a review and then send it to a friend that you think would enjoy us, because the best way for us to grow is by word of mouth. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Nick, when was our last casual chat?
The last one that you were on?
Yeah, because you did an anime one that I
did
wasn't
an anime
on.
one with Colin 2 years ago. The last one you were on was a casual chat about sitcoms, November 1st, 2021.
Wow.
Episode 52.
52. Here we are
And
on
we just did
126.
126. Literally 52 episodes
That's
later.
insane.
Wait, no, that math's not right. It'll be 104.
That's insane. That's insane. Well, there you go. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next episode. Until then, bye.